What if one man could determine the life and death of millions of his people? What if one vote was considered more valuable than an entire nation? What would happen if a giant nation were subject to the will of just one man? That was China under Mao Zedong, a dictator who with a calm smile ruled through fear, hunger, and chaos. He was not just a leader, but an absolute ruler who was able to move the masses with a single speech, crush opponents with a single order, and plunge his nation into the greatest tragedy of the 20th century. Mao Zedong is often revered as the founding father of the People's Republic of China, but he has also gone down in history as one of the most influential dictators of the 20th century. Since proclaiming a communist state on October 1, 1949, Mao has held almost absolute power. He was not only a political leader, but also the indisputable father of the revolution. His words were considered absolute truth, and millions of people were taught to memorize the contents of the Little Red Book, a small book containing Mao's quotes. As a dictator, Mao tried to change China with harsh and deadly policies. The Great Leap Forward, 1958 to 1962, is one example. Mao forced people to form large communes, abandon traditional farming methods, and build iron furnaces in their yards. The result? Agricultural production plummeted, famine spread, and an estimated 30 million people died. However, criticism was never allowed, as anyone who opposed Mao could be branded an enemy of the revolution. Mao didn't stop there, launching the Cultural Revolution in 1966. With the slogan, "Destroy the old, create the new," he mobilized millions of young Red Guards to attack anyone deemed anti-revolutionary. Schools were closed, teachers and intellectuals were humiliated or tortured, and even families could turn on each other. China was transformed into a stage of chaos. Mao managed to maintain his power by eliminating political opponents, but the common people paid the price with long-term suffering. Mao's leadership style reflected the hallmarks of a dictator. Power was concentrated in one person. There was no room for opposition, and policies were decided based on ideology, not reality. He created a remarkable personality cult. His face adorned banners, his songs were sung by millions, and any criticism was considered treason. Mao wanted to be remembered as a revolutionary hero, but he also left a dark mark as an authoritarian leader who stifled people's freedoms and cost millions of lives. Mao Zedong died on September 9, 1976. After his death, China slowly began to open up and acknowledge the grave mistakes of the Mao era. But to this day, he remains a symbol that divides opinion. To some, he is the nation's savior. To others, a dictator who brought immense suffering.